Hello once again, it's your boy That's No Moon, and we are back with a big one. And when I say big one, it is big for any free-to-play player, and that is meeting the requirements for a Galactic Legend. And this will be my first one with Kylo Ren, which I absolutely stand by. I think he is an absolutely fantastic character. In terms of how good I thought he was, well, I brought him up to Relic level 8 because I think he's absolutely fantastic. I still think he is one of the strongest Galactic Legends in the game. Jedi Master Luke and Jedi Knight Luke were my second journey. Now, in terms of timescale, the Kylo farm I completed, or I met the requirements rather, 245 days ago. Now, Jedi Master Luke, I met 105 days ago. So this one has been sped up a little bit. So from Kylo to Jedi Knight Luke, although you do get Jedi Knight Luke and then on to Jedi Master Luke was 145 days, this one felt a little bit sooner. And after Jedi Master Luke, I felt that I wasn't going to bother farming any more Galactic Legends. So if you are a fan of this channel, you've seen videos before, I decided to do Imperial Troopers. And without even knowing that I was doing it, I was already farming towards a Galactic Legend. Now, Imperial Troopers, I've had a huge amount of fun with. I think they're one of the best teams in the game, in all honesty. I think they're absolutely incredible and giving you a counter to Sith Eternal Emperor as well. I've kept them all at Relic level 1 for the longest time, so we are going to put a little bit of, or some relics on them today, obviously. Now, in terms of my thoughts, I never thought, when I finished off Jedi Master Luke, I was going to take a break from Galactic Legend farming. And here is the reality. It is hard to get a Galactic Legend. It takes absolute focus. It takes refreshing. It takes, like, 3 times a day in Cantina for your salvage stuff. There is a huge amount of salvage stuff, but this for me was like low-hanging fruit. I was pretty convinced, and you can still see I've got resistance there in the favorites. I was convinced I was going for Rey after this Galactic Legend or Jedi Master Luke. However, after doing the Troopers and then going, okay, I am not that far away, I took the plunge, and I don't know what to expect with this Galactic Legend. I've had a huge amount of fun. Like when we talk about the requirements, Imperial Troopers, and then also you've got like the Sith side of things with Sith Marauder. That is an incredibly good character as well. So I've reviewed all these that I think are good. The other ones I'm going to go through today with you and basically give you an oversight of my journey and what to expect when farming for your third Galactic Legend. But these apply for pretty much everything. Now, as I go through and as I start upgrading, the last 2 times I have been caught out by Relic salvage, and that was the bottleneck for me. But this time it wasn't. It was gear, and there is a lot of gear that's shared between characters. So, for example, these, I needed a few of these, but the big one was going to be this piece here, which was I needed 250 of these at this very point. And there is a lot of farming for it. They don't tend to drop a huge amount. These, you need 200 of these. Again, this is from where I'm at the moment. You do need a lot more, but there was a ton of stuff that I had to get. I was up to about 14,000 crystals. Having 2 Galactic Legends give you a huge amount of freedom in the arena, depending on which ones they are, but it gives you much more freedom in the arena to be able to go and chase rank 1 or 2 or 3 every single day. So let's have a look at his prereqs. So we've already got Emperor Palpatine to Relic level 7 after Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. He was a prerequisite as well. Upgrade Darth Vader to Relic level 7. Now, I currently have him at 6. He worked fine at 5. I put a little bit of extra damage on him. I don't need a reason to get this guy up to Relic level 7, and he may well even go to Relic level 8, but I absolutely love this character. I've poured in quite a lot of time sweat, blood, tears into his mods as well. But he works really, really well. So I'm going to take him up to Relic level 7, maybe even Relic level 8 at some point as well. But free to play, listen, we're happy with Relic level 7s. So there we go. There's Darth Vader to Relic level 7. I actually like that it gives you that, so it doesn't make you over-relic any characters, that new quality of life upgrade. The next one on the list, and Darth Vader, I could talk all day about Darth Vader and how good he is. Royal Guard to Relic level 3. Now, Royal Guard wasn't actually too bad to gear up, and I've got him sat at Relic level 0. Relic level 0, he actually has a ton of protection, and there's a little bit of synergy. I haven't put any of these on. Obviously, damage is nonchalant. It's not going to do anything. This one, I'm not really bothered by, like, an extra 2% heal and defense up. The cooldown of this -1. I'm still not sold on it, but actually, when you think about stacking this guy with protection in 3v3, when you pair him up with someone like Director Krennic and his leadership, you've got, I know it's Empire allies, recover 10% protection whenever they score a critical hit, but something like that and some synergy like that would be nice to like mix and match, because then I think it would be really cool. Unfortunately, Shore Trooper does sit in there a lot with Darth Vader, so he doesn't really have a huge amount of place in the game at the moment. I actually forgot. It was Relic level 3, wasn't it? So let's head on in. Health, armor, physical damage, none of these I care about. A little bit of protection, which is fine, so let's go ahead. Let's get him up to Relic level 3, and let's get him done. There we go. There's going to be a ton of GP inflation, but actually that was a point that I wanted to talk about. GP inflation. Now, before, you would absolutely do this. You would absolutely hoard up absolutely everything until you're ready to go, because your top 80 or your top 65 would be hugely impacted. But now with the new Grand Arena changes coming in very, very soon, it's going to be much, much better and easier to take these characters up to a usable level before actually diving into to a Galactic Legend and not be punished as much. So I actually, my initial thoughts on this are Galactic Legend farming is going to become less of an issue and less of a hoard rather. But being able to take these characters up to relics before having to and not getting punished so badly for it. So Admiral Piet now to 5. Yeah, any excuse to get this guy up. Imperial Troopers, I'm going to take them all up to Relic level 5 anyway when it comes to the Crancor raid, the Challenge Rancor. This team does a huge amount of damage, Imperial Troopers, so that is always a huge bonus that these characters can perform so well. So let's take him up, Relic level 5. But I will say the bad side of this as well is that during this third farm, even though this was low-hanging fruit, this was a hard farm. This nearly took it out of me, honestly. This farm was legitimately hard. I think it was because I wasn't going for Sith Eternal Emperor, but I did 2, 3, 4 times want to quit this game. I didn't want to farm it anymore, and I was just bored of Galactic Legend farming because that's all you do. Director Krennic to Relic level 4. As I said before, I would love like Royal Guard to just be like a little bit of a better character. You know, he does like fit in there with Director Krennic, I think, in 3v3. I think there is some nice synergy there. But yeah, Director Krennic needs to be a little bit better. He needs to be like a more usable character. But I guess the other side of things is that that actually you're going to have something amazing at the end of these farms as well. Yeah, I know everyone complains about Rose Tico and things like that, but you do get a pretty awesome character, and you do get like tons of awesome characters as well. There are going to be some bad for the good as well, you know. Oh, right, okay. I need to get some of these. Okay, bear with me. Let's go and get some of these. This looks a little bit fishy. I was sure that I'd actually farmed like 1,200 of these, unless I didn't hit the button. But yeah, I'm sure I farmed all of these, but let's just go back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I farmed like a ton of these. So my apologies, but while I go through this, yeah, there was a certain point, especially as free to play, I just did not want to do this anymore. I did not want to farm any more Galactic Legends. It is a long grind, and you kind of feel like you're on the treadmill. You kind of feel like, I don't want to be doing this anymore. I genuinely don't enjoy farming for Galactic Legends. I just like the end result, obviously. But the plus side of it is, as I said, Arena has been really, really good. It's been much, much easier to actually get some decent results. Grand arenas have certainly become much, much easier. And yeah, essentially, I enjoy having Galactic Legends. I really do. It gives me a ton of options when it comes to, oh no, I do not want to be doing those Mark III Carbontes. Let me refund those right now. These I don't mind. So let's see how close that gets us. That should probably get us fairly close. I think I'm going to have to do a few more of those, but yeah, I could have sworn I did these beforehand. Right, so he was Relic level 4. But yeah, in terms of the side benefits for Sith Eternal Emperor, I really like them. And as I said, my personal feeling was the way that I'm going to go now is, do I want to go for Rey? I don't know. Personally, it's such a long farm. Like Rey and Kylo were such long farms. They were genuinely hard. So this one felt a little bit easier. But with the new set of requirements for with the new set of requirements for Kenobi, I think they're pretty good. They don't look too bad. The Separatist side of things, I've pretty much ticked off at the moment. There isn't a huge amount more to get out of those Separatists for myself. So again, I'm kind of thinking, well, is a Galactic Legend better than no Galactic Legend? Absolutely. I think it's so much better. So moving on swiftly, the next one is Sidious to Relic level 7. Now, Sidious, this guy was one of, and I've got this saved up at the moment, this guy was one of my favorite teams. And you may remember, if you're an older player, the Zeta team in phase 4 of the HAAT. And this is a little blast from the past, but this was one of my runs for this phase, and it was a ton of fun. Now, this was back when, again, this is laughable having a look at how little damage, but this was legitimately hard, this raid. This raid took every single player in your guild to contribute and pull their weight. And again, this is why I don't really have that many qualms with doing Sidious to level 7. He's a personal favorite of mine. I think that there's a ton of things that they could have done with him. But again, I don't know whether moving back into the Clone Wars era, we're going to have like a little bit more love for these characters. I don't know, but this just brings back nostalgia. This was a huge ton of fun. This brought guilds together, and this for me gives me a sense of like achievement, bringing all the guilds together. I don't think that there is a raid in the game that they have captured since this. Same as Heroic Sith raid. I feel that the new raid has been maybe fairly lazy, just reworking Rancor. Like, I get it, I do get it, but I just wish that they had a better raid or something where it would involve all of the guild pulling together, and that's what keeps guilds together rather than falling apart. And using clever teams as well. So yeah, this brought back brilliant memories for me. And again, there was times, you couldn't stack the dots back in the day. You had to literally see all of the dots on the screen, etc., etc. So that's a huge amount of fun. So let's take Sidious. Sidious is actually a decent character. He's fairly quick. Again, you can get him pretty potent as well. So I like this character. Call it a guilty pleasure. But yeah, let's go Sidious 2. He's going to take some upgrading. So left-hand side, one of these, two of these, which isn't too bad, but they do share with resistance. One of these, which is always annoying. One of these, which is, again, this is a huge amount of these. And then, yep, another one of those, annoyingly, and one of those. So, again, I've got him all stacked for potency. I haven't really looked at his mods, but he's fairly quick. And, yeah, potency is nice. Damage is trash. He's not going to take anyone out. But, as I said, we're going to get the ultimate version of him going forward. So, let's go on in. Yeah, Relic map material as a free-to-play player is genuinely hard. You sort of always run short of it anyway. So you do have to be pretty careful with it. Again, I know that there are a few free-to-play players out there, I'm sure, with 4 Galactic Legends as well, which is great. But it's just not for me. I can't, treat it as an absolute grind, in my opinion. I feel like you've got to have some fun and you've got to have some guilty pleasures out of these characters as well. So my advice is to keep your own sanity, do a bit of both. But again, the Galactic Legend farm is rough. It does take a huge amount of discipline, patience. So we should be done now with him. And I will be doing an event covering the Sith Eternal event as well. Usually I'll complete it, play around with it for about a week, and then give my recommendations on mods. I know this one has been hugely covered anyway, but yeah, I do like to do these events as well. I did one for Jedi Master Luke, which had a huge sound glitch in it. Perfect. But yeah, hopefully they're all sorted now. Maul to level 4. I like Maul as a character. I think he's a good leadership. I just wish a couple of little changes. He'd be an amazing character. There is some really interesting things with his kit. Power of Hatred, for example, is great. Just buffing him up each and every time he kills someone. So yeah, I really like... I think it is as well. It's been a long time. But his gear wasn't too bad. It's another one of those. One of these, which isn't too bad, it's not shared by a huge amount of characters, which I do like. One of these, annoyingly, is shared by a lot of resistance, etc. And then this one, again, another one of these. And these stung me out, actually. These were a tough gear piece. I didn't have any, and I had to farm these from weird places, and I'd not farmed these before. But yeah, these were a tough farm. So taking him up there, what did we need him? I'm sure it'll tell me when we get there anyway. I think it was 3 or 4, but Maul, absolutely, in my eyes, is an amazing character. I just wish that they would do him a little bit more justice. So let's go, let's do him. He's definitely an iconic character in the Star Wars world. I'm hoping that they show him a little bit more love with going back to Clone Wars, and there's plenty of iterations that they could do with powerful characters. And these don't even have to be Galactic Legends. These just have to be a Legendary Journey or whatever it is. I can't quite remember. I think he was, I'm definitely paranoid now. I think it was 4. It was 4, and then Dooku is 6. Right, okay. So let's go Dooku 6 and Maul 4. And let's go back to them. So let me know how you guys are getting on. Are you currently farming for a Galactic Legend? Are you sick to death? Have you quit because of one? As I said, I very nearly quit this game a few times on this journey, and it wasn't even that long a journey. So that's what worries me a little bit about going forward for new Galactic Legends, is how long can you keep doing it? How long can you keep running on that treadmill? Because it is a treadmill and it never ends. It never stops. You are always farming. And that's the problem. Maul, just very quickly, he's super slow. I don't know why I've got a speed set on him anyway. Probably just to get him out the blocks, in all honesty. But, yeah, potency trash. But, his damage looks on paper fairly good. But yeah, that'll be nice in 3v3. I think Maul is a decent character. So Dooku was to 6. Now love Dooku. Dooku is one of the best characters. Even if you don't take the Sith Eternal route, go for Count Dooku as well, because his speed gets him very, very close to 300. stack a ton of potency on him, and he will do a fantastic job on defense. In 3v3, I feel he's a little bit stronger than 5v5, but there I think you've got a huge amount of potential for like 3v3 teams with Palpatine and Sith Trooper, with Darth Maul and Sidious, or you can even go with but I think Marauder will probably sit in with Sith Eternal. But yeah, there's plenty there that can work, and they're nasty teams. They are teams that either strip banners or they are teams that actually stop you in 3v3. So his one is health and armor, crit chance, crit damage. There's nothing particularly useful from his relics. I wish that they would make it a little bit more specific, maybe even potency, maybe even like 1 tick of speed as well per relic level. I think that would be much more interesting rather than just like random stats. So, but this is all doing this blind as well. I think I'm going to have to get a few more of those damn relic salvages. But yeah, let's get him done. So yeah, this character I enjoy, but again, with usability, it's so-so. It's unfortunately a character that we won't really see that much because it tends to go on defense a lot anyway. But I think it is a very important defensive character as well. So that should be him done. There he is. Right, he is done. Okay. Ding, ding. That's 2 out of 3. Going good. Going good. And the Sith is looking pretty good. Sith are looking nice. And this kind of does make sense. Like, I've done my Darth Traya, my Sith Triumphant as well. That is a team that I did when I wasn't farming for Galactic Legend. So I've talked about this before in building foundations, like relicking. And I guess this is probably why it did take me a little bit longer, because I went like Moff Gideon, I went Shore Trooper, I went, who else did I go for that like wasn't needed? Range Trooper as well. Death Trooper. So there was a lot of characters that I actually relicked up without actually having to, well, without them being directly linked, but they form a bigger picture. Oops, why am I in Grand Arena? Definitely not a flex. That's just routine, that one. Right, so we have got, yeah, that's all done. That is all done. So now we have got Thrawn to 6, which is fine. He'll be used in the Challenge Rancor anyway. Tarkin to 3, Veers to 3, and Stark to 5. So let's go and do General Anakin is already done. Let's go and do Thrawn. And when is the best time to start a Galactic Legend farm? That's why I went to Grand Arena, actually. I knew there was a reason. In the final week, there is, so this is the absolute best time to start your Galactic Legend farm. It's in the 3rd week, and it is right after lock-in. So I've joined a couple of days after. That's round number 2. But usually when you're in that first round, you want to be going in. You want to be hitting that 3 times a day to now start getting the tickets for it, the dark side, when you've hit all the requirements. So that for me is each and every time I've aimed roughly for getting all these prerequisites for the 3rd week, or rather right at the start of the 4th week after you lock in, then applying everything, and then you'll have about 10 days to unlock the character with 3 refreshes a day from your normal energy. So that's kind of the nice thing about that, is that, you know, you're not left in the first week or first 2 or 3 weeks with Grand Arena of being, or like having to be a Galactic Legend down, basically. So that's the nice thing about that one. So let's take Thrawn up. He needs to go to relic level 6. And here we go. So he'll have a huge amount of usability. As I say, I've got no issues. Health is going up. Armor is going up. Crit avoidance is going up. That's a huge boost. And crit chance is going up. I'm not really too bothered about that. But a necessary evil. 2/6. But I guess that helps out his ship as well with the Empire fleet. And that is something that is overlooked as well with this Galactic Legend farm. Rey has an awesome Radus fleet. The Empire actually have a really decent fleet, actually. When you think about, it's more Tarkin that you're going to use. But I mean, Chimera does have some use as well, but Executrix is going to be better. But the Empire ships are really, really good. And this is a great byproduct from this Sith Eternal Emperor farm anyway. So we've done Thrawn. We are now going to go in and do... Who's left on the list? Tarkin to 3, Veers, and then Stark. Right, let's go Tarkin, actually. Because I like his ship. I think it is slightly better than Chimera. The left-hand side of the board, again, another one of the... Oh, no, that's slightly different. This wasn't a too bad piece, but again, that is annoying. Yeah, there it is. There it is. And yeah, there it is again. So... And there's that weird piece again. So yeah, there was a lot to farm anyway. So having a quick look at his stats. Actually, I'm going to pay advantage or pay attention to this. More so the speed. So 171 and probably the damage. So the damage is 8-3. Is that physical offense? Yeah, I think that's the only one. So the damage is 8-3. Let's take him up. And let's see how he gets on. So let's go upgrade. And this character's all right as well, you know, when it comes to certain off-meta counters in terms of taking on Darth Revan. So I will speed this up because I am aware of time as well. I can see we are getting on to that half-an-hour mark and I don't want to bore you too much. But if you have enjoyed, make sure to hit that like, make sure to hit that subscribe for more videos. And yeah, I'm out of these. And yeah, if you do want to join the channel, next to that subscribe button is the join. And that's basically YouTube's version of Patreon. So yeah, you can see here we really are running out of material. So these just generate naturally anyway by the time you get to the next Galactic Legend. That should be fairly good. I know I'm probably not doing this the way I should, but who cares? I've got enough. Right, there we go. Right, let's convert those up. And let's get it done. Cool, there we go. So apologies for that. I thought I'd already done that. Obviously I hadn't. So there he is, Relic level 3. Cool, that's all done. And as I said, I'm more excited about, rather than the plain character, is the actual ship. And here, having a look, yes, we've got a little bit quicker. Damage has got a little bit better. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that ship now and feel a lot better about setting it on defense with the TIE Bomber. TIE Bomber is very, very close to getting done. So we have 2 troopers left. 2 troopers left, which I have 0 issues in upgrading. So we have Veers to 3, Stark to 3. Right, let's get them done. Okay, there we go. Troopers, ton of fun. Like, absolute ton of fun. Even at Relic level 0. I've showcased it before. They can be Relic 0 and still take down Sith Eternal Emperor quite handily as well. They can take pretty much any team in the game. I'll be exploring Rey possibilities with this as well, just taking down Rey because it is very, very doable. So we've got 1, 2, and nearly 3. There we go. Get him done. And then the last one on the list should be Stark, if I remember right. I'm going to roll the dice. I think that is him. Still haven't applied that Zeta. But I tell you what, I don't feel like it's needed yet. I think it's pretty awesome Zeta, but I just haven't brought myself to get it. I tell you what, 200 likes on this video. I'll give him his Zeta. How about that? Again, I'm probably a little bit less worried about GP inflation now than I ever have been. And there it is. So we should now be able to attempt or start this farm. Prerequisites are all met. We can now start the event. And that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to start playing this event over the next week or so. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and I'll certainly bring out a guide on it later on. And yeah, fingers crossed. My overall arching thoughts on this are there is a lot of characters in here that I've had a huge amount of fun with. Yeah, there are going to be a few characters which are outdated, which aren't great. But in terms of usability, there's a good amount of usable characters with this Galactic Legend. Not trash. The Galactic Legend itself is super offensive heavy, can pretty much walk down any Jedi, and great in Arena. It seems to be taking over Arena at the moment. Not quite sure why. A lot of shards I've seen it taking over. But in my eyes, I've enjoyed it. Even though I've said I wanted to quit a few times, I think that's more so because I just don't like the Galactic Legend farm. But actually, when I come to think of it, I actually do quite enjoy the journey. I've done this journey 3 times as a free-to-play right now, and it's okay. As to whether I'm going to go for another one, I'm immediately going to say no, but I will probably start looking at Kenobi requirements very, very soon. Want to tighten up a few of the Resistance, Ki-Adi-Mundi when he comes as well. I want to get him to Relics. Dark Trooper, I want to get, pardon me, him to Relics. Cara Dune, I think, is incredibly important. There's a few Rebels that I want to tighten up for the fleet as well. So there's a lot of side projects that I do actually want to work on, but we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely taking a break from hoarding right now. I'm going to enjoy getting this Galactic Legend as well, and it has been a long journey. Hopefully you've enjoyed, hopefully you found some use out of it as well, and I've been That Snow Moon. I'll see you all next time. Cheers, guys. Hello once